Good evening, I'm Patricia Vallone with a CTV News Update. Well, most people who use metro buses and trains pay the fare, but not all, and it's costing the transit agency tens of millions of dollars each year. But as Byron Scott reports, the system is putting on the pressure.
You can call this the invasion of the fare evaders. According to Armada, it lost more than $40 million last fiscal year because of those who rode the subways and buses without paying. Last month, Metro began displaying this sign warning passengers to pay the fare or else. And today was the day Metro said its police will begin enforcing the policy. But with no police in sight, this was the reaction today of some at the downtown Largo station. To be fair, most riders did and do pay the fare. As for those who feel they don't have to,
if I gotta pay, everybody else should have to pay as well.
that $40 million attributed to fare evaders is part of a shortfall of nearly $185 million in the upcoming budget. Thus, WMATA is having a hard time making ends meet.
I think that the people that are usually doing it are the people that are going to work and stuff.
Jade Jefferson says she sees people hopping the gates all the time.
Everyone should be paying, but there's a reason why underlying why people can't afford. Because really, I think that public transportation should be free for everybody, and it should be publicly funded through everyone's taxes and everything.
The citations will work this way. In Maryland and Virginia, the fine is up to $100 and is considered a criminal offense. In D.C., it's up to $50.
Yeah, it's not fair for everybody to pay and then nobody else pay. They just cross over the line.
Byron Scott, CTV News.
In election news, early voting continues in the state until this Thursday. So far, 23,170 eligible voters have cast ballots in Prince George's County. In Montgomery, just over 25,000 have voted so far. The general election is November 8th. Maryland residents can register and vote on Election Day. President Joe Biden issues an ultimatum to gas and oil companies: ramp up production or pay a higher tax rate. Biden threatened to impose the tax on excess profits and other restrictions if companies don't increase production and refining capacity to drive down prices at the pump. Over the last 2 quarters, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Shell, and BP earned over $100 billion in profits, more than they earned all of last year.
Companies were making average profits they've been making by refining oil over the last 20 years, instead of the outrageous profits they're making today. And if they passed the rest on to the consumers, the price of gas would come down around an additional 50 cents. If they're investing their profits at historic rates in their U.S. operations, then America would be producing more oil today, and prices would be down even further.
According to AAA, the average price of gas in Prince George's County is currently $3.71, 4 cents cheaper than the national average. Governor Larry Hogan tests positive for the coronavirus once again. Hogan made the announcement in a tweet Monday saying he'll be working from home. He says his symptoms are mild and that he is up to date on his booster shots. This is the second time Hogan has been diagnosed with COVID-19. In December 2021, the symptoms were also mild. Hogan was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2015. He also had an early-stage carcinoma removed from his face and shoulder back in mid-2021. And here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for our area. The Maryland Department of Health has confirmed 812 new cases. The county's positivity rate has crested to 9.14%. 9 Marylanders have died of COVID over the past 24 hours. 424 people are hospitalized. And the 2023 health insurance open enrollment period begins today for Maryland residents. If you want insurance, you have to sign up by December 15th to have coverage starting on January 1st of 2023. Enrollment closes on January 15th. To sign up and check out the health plans, go to marylandhealthconnection.gov. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. We'll be back in just a moment.
This year, celebrate Vote Early Day
and make your voice heard.
Each year, the amount of people voting early grows.
And this fall, over 220 million Americans can vote early.
in person,
by dropping off their ballot,
or mailing it in. With so many options, you can vote when it's convenient for you.
Election Day is the last day to cast your ballot.
So the question isn't why vote early.
It's why wait. Join the celebration and find out how you can vote early at voteearlyday.org.
Welcome back. Well, Prince George's police need your help locating a missing man. This is 46-year-old Javier Segovia Cordova. Police say he was last seen in the 6900 block of Greenvale Parkway yesterday afternoon. He's about 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighs 230 pounds. Authorities say he was last seen wearing gray sweatpants and a black sweater. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact police. Democratic gubernatorial candidate Wes Moore, his wife, and their 11-year-old daughter Mia took time off the campaign trail to cast their ballots Monday at Baltimore's West Side Skills Center. After greeting volunteers, supporters, and poll workers, Moore stood behind his daughter and talked her through the ballot process, reading each question to her off of the screen before he submitted his response. Republican candidate Dan Cox says that he and his wife plan to vote on Election Day. Well, she's an industrial engineer, corporate leader, and full-time entrepreneur. School board candidate Lolita Walker also holds an MBA and is a PhD candidate. She also is a mother who juggles time management, problem solving, and advocacy. Walker says those qualities make her a great candidate for the District 9 seat on the board.
A couple of top priorities, but wellness for the whole child. I think that particularly after we're out of this pandemic, it's really important to make sure we tap into our students differently. And I think that we have the pure opportunity to do that now. So wellness, safety is absolutely top on the list. My son actually was bullied in the first grade. And I know that safety and our students feeling, really safe when they go to school. They spend over 8 hours there. They're away from us. So that's really important to me. So my third key priority is to bring students, parents, teachers, staff back right into the school. I want to connect across. That means our parents, they need to come back into the school and be a part of it, including our community.
And Walker says she is in favor of the current hybrid system rather than an all-elected board. For more information on her campaign, you can log on to the website at the bottom of your screen. The city of Hyattsville launches a new program to help support struggling families. It's called Hyattsville's Household Emergency Relief Program. The initiative is designed to help low to moderate income families who have been negatively impacted by the pandemic.
You may know that we got like $17 million from the federal government. So this is part of that program. And we are going to be able to provide families up to $5,000 in relief funds. I think it's something like $2,500 for each adult and $1,250 for each dependent child, but a maximum of $5,000.
And officials say the money for the program came from the American Rescue Plan Act. To find out if you're eligible, you can visit the website on your screen. Well, today marks the beginning of Native American Heritage Month, where every year the nation celebrates the diverse cultures, traditions, and histories of indigenous peoples. A series of events will take place throughout November to acknowledge the significant contributions and achievements that Native Americans have made. You can find out more information about planned activities by logging onto pgcmls.info and then search for Native American Heritage Month. And we have much more news plus sports after the break. Stay with us.
We know what it's like to go to war, to bravely step forward and sacrifice for what you believe is right. We see those who are redefining what it means to serve, to be a patriot, a hero, and to save lives. From our nation's injured veterans to the faces of courage across America today, we see you, we support you, we salute you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, Prince George's police have identified the victim in a fatal stabbing in Upper Marlboro. He's 34-year-old Ayan Prasad. Police say Prasad was stabbed in a parking lot in the 5000 block of Brown Station Road early Sunday morning. He died later at a hospital. Investigators say the victim and suspect got into an argument prior to the incident. A $25,000 reward is being offered for information that leads to an arrest and indictment in this case. The U.S. Justice Department announces a settlement with the Giant grocery store chain in a lawsuit involving non-citizen workers. The feds determined that Giant discriminated against the workers when checking their permission to work in the U.S. The investigation began after a non-U.S. citizen complained that Giant refused to accept valid documentation which proved her permission to work and instead demanded different documentation. The Justice Department found that to be a violation of routine practices at the company. Under terms of the agreement, Giant will pay a civil penalty to the government and train staff on the provisions of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Well, the Washington Wizards faced off against the Philadelphia 76ers yesterday, but were unable to pull out a win in a 118-111 loss. The Wizards have suffered 3 consecutive losses, and their defensive struggles continue to plague them. Wizards forward Kristaps Porzingis, who scored 32 points in the game, spoke about the team's defensive shortcomings.
So we have to keep working. We have to look at what we can do better, how we can exploit this kind of team, and yeah, we're figuring out. It's the beginning of the season. It was expected that ups and downs are going to happen. So we're eager to get back to the drawing board and look what we can do better.
And the Wizards hope to redeem themselves as they go up against the Sixers again tomorrow night. Well, coming up tomorrow on CTV News, What's for Dinner? It's a new healthy eating and living segment with Taylor Thomas. The menu this week features shrimp scampi with Chef Brian Smith with EduCirc.
So we're going to go ahead and put in our shallots. We're going to put in also our red flakes, a little bit too. And then we're also going to put in a little bit of garlic.
My favorite.
Oh, yes, there we go.
So you work a lot with kids, am I correct?
Yes, absolutely. Our organization has been in existence for about 26 years now.
26 years. And you're located in Laurel.
Yes, correct. Located in Laurel, Maryland. This is one of our healthier dishes that we like to make. We do these types of culinary programs after school, at schools.
Okay.
So just in case if parents are looking for like an educational program for the child to be involved in, we do these types of things all the time with schools, or parents can say, hey, we'd like to, instead of aftercare, they can be focusing on after health care.
I love it. I love it.
And the What's for Dinner segment with Taylor Thomas airs on Wednesdays here at CTV at 4:30, 8:30, and 11:30. And now turning to your weather forecast tonight, mostly clear, lows around 52. Wednesday, mostly sunny, highs in the upper 60s. Thursday, sunny skies, high temperatures near 67 degrees. And Friday, mostly sunny and warmer, highs around 70. Looking forward to that. And that is your CTV News Update. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great night.